As early as the 18th century, the idea appeared that there should be another planet between Mars and Jupiter. Research and searches were crowned with success at the beginning of the 19th century. So people learned about the existence of Ceres. Ceres is the closest dwarf planet to Earth. There are about 263 million kilometers between us, very close by space standards, so now it is an object for new space missions. Frankly speaking, this little planet hides great secrets and various secrets. However, before I try to lift the veil of these secrets, let's take a closer look at it. Ceres is the only planet, albeit a dwarf, in the asteroid belt and makes up 1/3 of its total mass. The diameter of Ceres is about 950 kilometers. In comparison with many satellites of the planets in the solar system, it is very large, but at the same time almost 2 times smaller than our moon. If Ceres was next to the moon, it would look something like this. The period of revolution in the circle of the Sun is just over 4.5 years, and the day lasts approximately 9 o'clock and 4 minutes. The mass of a dwarf planet is inferior to that of the Earth by more than 6,000 times, and due to weak gravity, it has an irregular spherical shape. Ceres was repeatedly the subject of controversy. At the beginning of Ceres was assigned the status of a planet, and then when the entire main asteroid belt was discovered, it turned out that Ceres was just one of many similar objects. However, recent studies have shown that Ceres has only a common orbit with the rest of the asteroid belt, but not an origin. Ceres and the asteroid belt are two different objects that, by the will of fate, entered the same orbit. Despite the status of a dwarf planet and the corresponding size, Ceres has a dull surface, so it is practically invisible from Earth to the naked eye. Nevertheless, this dwarf planet is being studied extensively. Its surface is believed to be covered with ice composed of water. For this reason, Ceres is included in the list of space objects on which they hope to find extraterrestrial life. It is assumed that Ceres is covered with ice 100 kilometers thick, which is 50% of its volume. It turns out that Ceres has 200 million cubic kilometers of water, which is the largest volume of fresh water on Earth. But despite the fact that the surface is covered with 100 kilometers of ice, Ceres is quite warm temperatures, and according to scientists, in the region of -38 degrees Celsius. It also turned out that there are many dark spots on Ceres. These are craters. They are called dark because, due to the peculiarity of their location, they never see daylight, never. Inside, these craters are filled with ice. In addition, there are bright spots on Ceres. They were noticed by the NASA spacecraft Dawn, which in 2015 began its approach to the dwarf planet. Scientists initially assumed that the bright spots were actually ice, but the first qualitative sectoral analysis of the data collected by the Dawn apparatus told another. In fact, the bright spots on Ceres are giant salt deposits. Scientists also speculate that the bright points of the dwarf planet may have something to do with the dark. They believe that the salt deposits found in the craters were exposed on the surface as a result of long-standing external impacts of meteorites, asteroids or comets. According to the assumption, such impacts could become the source of the appearance of mixtures of water and ice on the surface of the dwarf planet. There is a possibility that over time, the water left the bright spots found throughout the planet's surface and eventually fell into the cold traps of Ceres. It is not surprising that the bright spots on Ceres attracted the attention of scientists as part of the Dawn mission. After all, the day will come when humanity will be able to escape from the Earth's orbit, and then water will become the most valuable resource of the solar system and beyond. And on the dwarf planet there is the Renutad crater. Its diameter is 50 kilometers, and organic molecules have been found around it. There are two possible sources for the origin of organic components at Ceres. Either they have always been there, like parts of the primitive material that belonged to an asteroid from which Ceres was formed, and the rest of the solar system. Or organic matter appeared later, thanks to collisions with comets by other asteroids or interplanetary dust. In any case, organic matter should be more or less evenly distributed over the surface, and not accumulate in a certain place. The significance of this observation is not so much that organic matter was found in the crater, but that they were not found everywhere. Scientists are already assuming that the compounds belong to Ceres. The molecules have been found along with carbonates and clays containing ammonia. They were observed in many regions of Ceres and they are considered to be born by hydrothermal processes. These are reactions, I recall, with the participation of heated water. On Earth, as far as I know, these processes also produce organic material. As the data show, carbonates and clays are found in abundance around Rennet, but not elsewhere. Hydrothermal processes may have been active in the past of Ceres, when the asteroid was warmer at depth than it is now, which led to the formation of this organic matter. The combination of hot water and organic material is extremely pleasing and captivating. If there are favorable conditions for the production of organic materials, especially those containing nitrogen-containing clay materials that catalyze other reactions, then we can make a bold assumption that Ceres could and can have all the ingredients necessary for life. More precisely, the ingredients for the formation of life that were on Earth, and led to its appearance. So it turns out that Ceres is a small planet with great opportunities. It is believed that an asteroid brought life to our planet, which contained the necessary ingredients. Perhaps the same thing happens on Ceres. I readily believe, do you?